He's the founder of Cheese Bar and Cheezoo. Please welcome out Steve Jones. Steve, so we are going to talk to you about cheese. Now, we're very excited. We've talked about bees. We've talked about cheese bread. Now it's just straight cheese. You are an award-winning cheesemonger. Let's start with that term, cheesemonger. You do not make cheese. You just monger it up and hand it out, right?
No, a cheesemonger is a conduit. We buy and sell cheese as quickly as possible.
As quickly as possible? There's a speed element to it? You're not you don't savor it or hang on to it?
Like a sprinter.
So how does one become a at what point in your life, let's start that, so you're telling, I'm sure this is interesting to haircut people too, when you're talking to somebody and they're like, what was the day you knew you wanted to be a cheesemonger? What's that?
It was probably the day I graduated from college with a painting degree.
Oh. So you had to get a college degree in something that was like, you were like, this is a harder market than cheesemongering.
Yeah,
painting.
Philosophy is really good.
Yeah.
Anthropology.
I've got a philosophy degree.
Yeah.
But I never thought about cheesemongering. Okay, you have won multiple cheesemongering contests, including the American Cheese Society's first annual cheesemongering competition, and in 2011 you won the second annual Cheesemonger Invitational in Long Island, which is where they don't just let any cheesemonger come in. You have to get an invitation to go to that one. What does a cheesemongering contest look like as a conduit and a sprinter?
Quick! I need something to go with the rosé.
Like that? Is it like that?
No, it's kind of more like a rave meets professional wrestling.
Real wild.
Yeah,
Everybody trashes the hotel room afterwards.
TVs are thrown out the window.
Crazy parties.
It's like, yeah.
Do they go, okay, so like I imagine it, they're like, here are 12 cheeses and 7 of them are terrible, and you have 10 minutes to put together a plate without using any of the bad ones. Is it like that?
That would be more fun, but
that'd be fun. I'd do that.
It's a little more technical than that, but there's a lot of like screaming.
Did you say technical or tactical?
Technical.
Technical. So what do you do?
There's blind tasting where they give you, I think it was 8 cheeses, and you have to say animal, region, age.
Does. Oh man, I wish if I looked this up earlier, we would do this with you right now.
Yeah.
But I have no cheeses on me. That sounds fun, right? I would be that. Is that? And you're super good at that.
Yeah, that definitely got me into the final round for sure. Then there was cutting. So they give you a big chunk of cheese and they say cut 3/4 pound pieces. And you cut them. And
this sounds as fun as the idea I had. This actually sounds great.
Wrapping, presentation.
That's exactly what I thought.
You mean you gotta spit bars about some cheese? And drop a verse?
Yeah.
Rapping joke. That was a rapping pun.
Rapping pun.
Yeah.
So did you? So you graduate? Let's go back a second. You started this other story, and then I got sidetracked. So you graduate with a painting degree, and you're like, did you know at that point, like, I have a really good, like, I can blindfold myself and tell what animal made this cheese, or I'm really good at cutting a 1/4 pound without measuring it?
No.
that was more practice and hard work.
But I mean, I think most art students at some point while they're studying art start to work in kitchens because they're like, I'm never going to make it.
Right.
I gotta start peeling carrots as a backup plan. So I mean, it was like being in a kitchen was the avenue that got me into a cheese counter.
And you had a knack for it early on, or did you?
Well, I've always loved cheese. My dad was a herdsman for Maytag Dairy in the 40s, so it's literally...
I would mention that earlier in the cheese story, because that seems like it's a family business is like more of a...
But he owned a furniture store for the rest of his life, so
okay.
He's still alive. But
all right, I would not mention that part at all. I don't know why I'm coaching you on this story. I feel now I'm being super pushy. So... what was your first big successful cheese moment? Do you have that before the contest? Do you have like, this is the best plate I presented to anybody of cheese? No? Okay.
No, I mean, there were lots of moments. There was a time where a guy said, I want to open a cheese shop in Missouri, and I want it to be all American cheeses, and this was like 1995.
Unheard of.
Nobody was doing that.
Yeah.
In Missouri, much less...
I mean, I imagine Missouri doesn't even have power yet, so I'm surprised that was...
Yeah. So that was really cool. I mean, that was a great like challenge.
Yeah, and so you helped him open that business in Missouri. Yeah. And how did that go?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah, I opened 2 places for him there.
And when did you and you came back and opened Steve's Cheese? That was your place here when you finally moved back?
I came out here and worked for Provista, ran their cheese department for a couple of years, and then opened Steve's Cheese, ran that for 5 years, and Cheese Bar for 6 years, and now Annex and Cheese.
And Chizu, I want to talk to you about Chizu. Do you guys know Chizu? Or am I teaching you about Chizu? Okay. Chizu is my favorite place in the city right now, and it's on 12th and Alder.
Yeah, between 11th and 12th.
Between 11th and 12th and Alder. And explain what the concept of Chizu is.
Okay, I was eating I was eating sushi one day with my wife and kids. Oscar and Ione, they wanted me to say their names.
Oh, you guys are on fake TV now, names.
You'll see it on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm eating sushi with the family, and I'm popping a piece of eel in my mouth, and I go, you could do this with cheese.
You could wrap it around rice?
It was just like the small bite. As an American who loves sushi but doesn't know a ton about it, I was like, I'm willing to spend $4 or $5 on almost anything I'll try it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this could translate to cheese. And
is anybody doing this? Is this a concept that exists somewhere?
Not that I know of.
Wow.
But I was like, the gamble is instead of spending $45 on a pound of cheese, you can spend $3 or $4 on a portion of cheese.
Right.
And have a little fun and experiment. So we do like omakase style where people can order, say, put us in your hands.
Yeah, so there's like it's a menu with just like check boxes, and you just put like, I would like this cheese, this cheese, this cheese. Or you can just say, here's how much money I have. Give me as much cheese as you can for that amount of money.
Yeah, we encourage that to be a triple-digit number.
It's just... It is a place where you can spend money quickly, but it does feel like, and it feels like you just like there's just a $sign line, and it just feels like sort of like you just hand over your wallet and they give you as much cheese as you deserve.
But you also can come in for $15.
Yeah,
have a lot of fun.
Yeah, you totally can. So you pick them out, and they'll give you a spread.
Or you just go off the check boxes and pick one of 30 cheeses.
It really is such a good time. It's a beautiful spread. I'm sure cut just by guessing because they're all competitive cheesemongers. But they give the spread of these cheeses, and they'll talk you through it. They'll be like, how adventurous do you want to be? Do you want it to be farmy? Do you want it to be it's really a super fun time. If you want to feel real wealthy and privileged, just go there and get all of the cheese you can on a plate. It's really fun. Has that been as much fun for you? Like sharing that?
No, it was just so cool the first day that I got to do it, and I was like, this is that idea that's been bouncing around my head for 2 years.
Yeah.
To then suddenly be like, oh, we're doing this.
And is this? Have you heard from other cheesemongers around your network? Are people like, is this idea spreading?
Yeah, definitely. There's interest. I mean, people all over America have been like, you should bring this to Vegas. You should bring this to Houston. I'm like, I'm not going to Houston. No. Vegas, maybe. But...
It's not really a cheese city. It's too hot.
Yeah.
It's weird. I hated on Missouri, and you guys were like tepid, but he hated on Houston, and everybody was all in. So I don't know if that was me or if it was you guys are Missouri fans.
I think we could go Mississippi, and everyone.
Oh yeah. North Carolina. Don't bring your cheese there.
Yeah.
What is so? One of the things that's interesting, obviously in food right now, local is the thing with food, and cheese is much more, I think, world of the world when you go and order a spread of cheese. What is like? How is Portland doing on the cheese scene of the making, not just the conduit mongering?
We're doing a great job. Like at the American Cheese Society meeting, which is kind of our geekdom.
I mean, it sounds like a hell of a time. Do you guys all you smash the windows, throw the TVs out? It's a party.
Yeah, it's crazy. But at that meeting every year, we're winning more and more awards. We're now winning about the second or third most awards of any state in the country. Came out of nowhere on that one.
Are they in Portland? Are they rage?
There's Ancient Heritage Dairy is actually at 7th and Main.
Oh wow!
So literally a couple miles from here, making cow and sheep's milk cheese in the city, which is really cool. We've kind of come back 100 years to where creameries are now operating in the city again.
Yeah, that's big. I know Rogue is also, the Rogue Creamery is doing some recognizable work, especially
Well,
the blues.
Rogue has won more awards than any other. Oregon Dairy, they've won Best of Show at the American Cheese Society a couple of times. They're in Paris, they're in London. I mean, we're selling cheese in Europe, which is amazing.
Yeah, that doesn't seem the way things are supposed to go with old world stuff like cheese. Really quick before we let you go, I want, sort of like with Ted, where I asked him to do 3 policies that he cares about. What are 3 cheeses that are blowing your hair back right now? We'll write this down for you afterwards. You don't have to-
Cascadia Creamery up in Washington, up on the shoulder of Mount Adams in Trout Lake, is doing a great job. They have a cheese out called Salilo right now that's washed, rind, raw, organic cow's milk cheese. That's probably my singular favorite.
What would be like if I was at Chizu? I was like, what would your adjectives be for that?
So we're big on, we call it unpack your adjectives.
Yeah.
For that one, it's definitely, it's got a meaty, brothy, caramelized onions.
Oh.
It's very umami.
Yeah, I was just saying umami. Yeah. Everybody is like, over that umami description.
Yeah.
Your adjectives are making people hungry actively.
That's my job.
Yeah.
Rogue
point.
Creamery, I mean, killing it. The Rogue River Blue,
It's
best to
yeah.
show 2 times at the
It's amazing.
Cheese Society, wrapped in grape leaves that have been soaked in Clear Creek pear brandy. It's like Oregon.
Yeah.
And then the newcomer to the scene is from Bandon Face Rock Creamery. They're doing a bandage wrapped cheddar, a cloth bound cheddar that I would put up against any cheddar from England right now.
Oh, me too, for sure.
Yeah.
Those English cheeses have nothing against us. Cloth bound.
Yeah, they're bandaged. That's sexy. Huh? a bandaged cheddar. It's like an open wound.
Yeah, I would
It's like
yeah.
The Rock at the end of a movie or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like gone through a big
They
fight.
drew first blood.
Yeah. And so we can also Chizu is the sit down, have a fun evening, sampling a bunch of stuff, and then Cheese Bar is where you would go order like a 1/4 pound eyeballed of one of those 3 cheeses.
Yeah, we have 250 cheeses at any given time in the case. 6 beers on tap, 50 wines, 50 bottles of beer. It basically combined all my favorite things into one place.
Yeah.
I wanted to eat cheese and drink. Cheese bar.
It's good that you had such simpatico desires, because if one was like, I love cheese and car racing, it would be like a real, very fast cheese thing.
Yeah,
That would have been a lot harder.
not good.
That's awesome. Well, unfortunately we have to move on. I would love
I
to talk
really
about
just want to
cheese all
say one
night,
thing
but-
really quickly. So you know the cheese gorgonzola?
What if he said no?
I
He's
know.
like, nah, I'm not heard of it.
Is gorgonzola cheese or is it just like a cousin of like blue cheese, or is this like in the family? Or
Okay, so this is a great question.
Okay.
because Everyone's always like, Gorgonzola, Stilton, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Blue is the family tree.
Uh-huh.
Gorgonzola is one of the fruit hanging
Okay,
off
great.
the tree.
And I was just wondering if you could start this trend, since you're a mogul in the industry. Could we start pronouncing it gorgonzola?
Yeah, yes, you can, and people have for certain.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to start it. So if you say if that's a thing that you do, then cool. My life's work.
I have one other idea. Could you do a like cheese beard wash or beard a wash rind beard?
No.
No, good call. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Cheese Bar and Chizu. It's Steve Jones, everybody.